Are you struggling to breastfeed your little one? Don't worry, you're not alone. In this video, we'll give you the tips and tricks you need to overcome common breastfeeding challenges and make the journey a success for both you and your baby. From latching difficulties to low milk supply to engorgement, we've got you covered. So if you're ready to take on the breastfeeding journey with confidence, keep watching. Hi there and welcome to Yardie Baby. If you're looking for a channel that features baby-related tips every day, then you're on the right track, so make sure to subscribe. Today, we're going to be discussing a topic that is important to many new moms: overcoming common breastfeeding challenges. Breastfeeding can be a wonderful and rewarding experience, but it can also come with its own set of challenges. That's why we're here to offer some tips and tricks for overcoming these challenges and making the breastfeeding journey as smooth as possible. Some common breastfeeding challenges include latching difficulties, low milk supply, and engorgement. These challenges can be frustrating and overwhelming, but there are ways to overcome them. One tip for overcoming latching difficulties is to make sure you and your baby are in a comfortable position. This can help your baby latch on more effectively and make breastfeeding more comfortable for both of you. You can also try different breastfeeding positions to find one that works best for both you and your baby. A good latch is important for both your comfort and your baby's ability to effectively feed. It's also important to get support from a lactation consultant or a breastfeeding support group. They can provide you with valuable advice and guidance to help you and your baby succeed at breastfeeding. If you're struggling with low milk supply, there are several things you can try. One option is to try to increase your milk production by increasing the frequency of feedings or pumping between feedings. It's important to remember that the more your baby feeds, the more milk your body will produce. You can also try using lactation aids like a breast pump or lactation cookies to help stimulate milk production. It's also important to stay hydrated and get enough rest, as well as make sure you're getting enough calories and nutrients to support milk production. You can also try herbs like fenugreek and blessed thistle, which have been traditionally used to support milk production. Engorgement is another common breastfeeding challenge, and it can be very painful. Engorgement occurs when your breasts become swollen and full of milk, which can make it difficult for your baby to latch on and feed. To relieve engorgement, try expressing some milk before feedings to soften your breast and make it easier for your baby to latch on. You can also try applying a warm compress to your breasts before feedings or taking a warm shower to help stimulate milk flow. You can also try using cold compresses or cabbage leaves to reduce swelling and discomfort. It's important to remember that breastfeeding is a learning process for both you and your baby, and it can take some time to get the hang of it. Don't get discouraged if you're facing challenges. Seek support from a healthcare professional or a lactation consultant, and remember that every mom and baby are different. What works for one may not work for another. In addition to these tips and tricks, there are a few other things you can try to make the breastfeeding journey easier. One is to establish a good breastfeeding routine. This can help your baby get into a consistent feeding pattern and make it easier for you to predict when your baby will be hungry. You can also try using a breastfeeding pillow to support your back and arms, which can help make breastfeeding more comfortable for you. Finally, don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Whether it's from a lactation consultant, a friend, or a family member, it's important to have support during this journey. We hope these tips and tricks have been helpful in overcoming common breastfeeding challenges. Remember, it's important to seek support from a healthcare professional or a lactation consultant if you're struggling with breastfeeding. They can provide you with valuable guidance and support to help you and your baby succeed. In addition to these tips, it's important to be patient with yourself and your baby. Breastfeeding is a learning process, and it takes time to get the hang of it. Don't get discouraged if you're facing challenges or if things don't go as smoothly as you'd hoped. Instead, try to stay positive and focus on the progress you and your baby are making. Another thing to keep in mind is the importance of self-care. Breastfeeding can be physically and emotionally demanding, so it's important to take care of yourself as well. Make sure you're getting enough rest, eating well, and taking time for yourself when you need it. It's also important to remember that it's okay to take breaks from breastfeeding if you need to. it's better to take a break and come back to it later than to push yourself beyond your limits and risk burning out. Finally, don't be afraid to reach out to other moms for support and guidance. There are many resources available, such as online communities, support groups, and lactation consultants that can provide you with valuable information and support. We hope these tips have been helpful in overcoming common breastfeeding challenges and making the breastfeeding journey a rewarding and enjoyable experience for you and your baby. Remember, it's important to seek support when you need it, and to take care of yourself as well. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Yardie Baby for more baby-related tips and tricks.